The more things change, the more they stay the same. Hey, y'all, Gravity, any day above ground, live it. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your Thursday. They never learn. Even us, we share melanin. We try to tell them, even though we shouldn't, we try to tell them, hey, you got to be careful out here. They only like you because you say certain things. But the first time you say something they don't like, they're going to turn on you. They ain't want to listen. Okay, you didn't want to listen? All right. Here we go. I saw something yesterday and I was riveted because it's just another example of you really don't understand what's going on out here. Kim Klacik decided to stooge herself yesterday badly. And in doing so, she pissed off a lot of people because she decided to interject herself in a situation that she didn't even need to. Then she tried to save herself, but the damage had already been done. And fortunately, folks, I'll show you something real fast. Hold on. I gotta show you something real fast. Because old Kimmy, I'm sure she's gonna block me because I tagged her in this. She got her wake up call yesterday, and it was glorious, absolutely glorious. Fam, I laughed at this thing about 4 times. This is for you, Kimmy. Mm. Pay the phone. They calling you. As you see on the screen, and good morning to the room, Matt Gaetz put up this tweet yesterday. Matt Gaetz, who got a cushy job in the Trump administration and was on his way to being confirmed and screwed it all up. He's back to being a blue check. That's okay. He wrote, if Casey DeSantis announced tomorrow she was running for governor, she would be an absolute force. And probably the instant front runner. If you don't believe me, watch this performance. All right. Let's see what Matt put up. Let's see.
First of all, the focus should be on actually passing the budget, right? I think that's really important. That's what I think a lot of people signed up to do by a certain time. I would say I understand why when I travel around the state and I meet with a lot of people, why they're very concerned when this guy, the GOAT, is no longer in office. I get it.
The GOAT. Okay. The GOAT. I'll let Florida weigh in on that one.
I mean, I tell you what, he laid it out at the top. I mean, just going over our economic numbers, paying down 41% of our outstanding debt. We have the largest net in migration. We have more new business formation than any other state in the United States of America. I mean, people are moving here because they love Florida.
And people are leaving Florida because you guys let the insurance companies drop policies. And even people in Florida are saying it's harder to do business down there. But again, I ain't in Florida, so I ain't gonna speak on it. This is just what I'm hearing.
And they love this guy. They love what he's done for parents and standing up for parental rights and education, for making education number one across the state, whether it's K through 12 or whether it's higher education.
Yet he had a whole firestorm of his own doing because he wanted to label Black history woke, but prioritize Asian history. Okay.
They appreciate what this guy has done when it comes to our environment. I mean, paying billions of dollars to invest in water quality, to restore our Everglades, to leave the state of Florida better to God than we found it. And so,
Yet he was arguing with Disney for 18 months. I guess everybody needs their fun activities every now and again. All right.
you also look at public safety, 50-year crime low. People know when they move to the state of Florida, and again, he's not inviting people to move to the state of Florida, but they are coming, that they know that their families are going to be safe.
I mean, it's an open carry state, so why not? Has standing ground, castle doctrine. This was on the books way before he got there. But, go ahead.
That they're going to be protected. He's going to do everything he can to back the blue and to make sure that we're
You hear him? She said it.
inviting people to move to the state of Florida, but they are coming, that they know that their families are going to be safe, that they're going to be protected. He's going to do everything he can to back the blue and to make sure that we're
Back the blue. Hey. To me, that's a direct shot at Trump, but let's keep it moving.
giving bonuses to people who are putting their lives on the line. So I get why this is a big conversation, but I will also say it's more than a year away from qualifying. I mean, I think we need to be thinking about what the people put people into office to do to try to make sure that they're delivering on the promises that they told the people they were going to do when they first got elected.
That was a shot at Byron Donalds.
So I think there's a lot of time to think about it, but I definitely understand why people would want to see the GOAT, someone who stands up like the GOAT. And I didn't even mention this too. So you think about all of the accomplishments that the governor has done, right? And it's unparalleled across the United States of America. I mean, he's the best for a reason. But I'll tell you,
He's the best. I'm sure that's debatable, but okay.
the one thing that I've had the privilege to watch from behind the scenes is that guy has a backbone of steel. You can say all of these things, right? You can go out and you can have your talking points.
He folded against Disney. It's not exactly steel. But okay.
But if you do not have the courage of your convictions to stand up and fight for them like he did during COVID, I mean, the entire world descended upon this guy. And I watched from behind the scenes. He was like a steely-eyed missile man every day of the week fighting for you.
That was a lie because it wasn't just Florida. They were going to Texas first. Don't tell that lie. They were going to Georgia. They were going to South Carolina. They were going to the Carolinas. Let's not tell this lie. They were going to Tennessee. Come on now. Y'all making it seem like everybody went to Florida. All right.
To keep the state open, to get our kids in school, to make sure that you weren't smothered by a mask or had a mandate to take a COVID mRNA jab contingent upon you keeping your job. But I saw him every day of the week fight like hell for this state. And I think whoever he ultimately decides that should be following after him should be somebody that I think, obviously after the people in the state of Florida, but I think it should be somebody in the mold of a DeSantis who's willing to get out there and fight.
Okay.
So there was that. Then we have this. So old Kim Klacik, saw that video from Matt Gaetz. She proceeded to write this. This was 3 minutes of her gushing over her husband. How does this make her a front runner? That's like favoring Meghan McCain for a seat based on her admiration of her father. So you listened to that for 3 minutes and you got gushing over my man out of that? When she literally talked about what that man did, even though I just debunked a lot of it, but she talked about what he did for the state, not just how he is as a husband. That's what you got out of that. Okay, let's see what the comments. I'm sure they agreed with her. I just wrote this one. This chick said, exactly. Plus, everyone knows that President Trump is the kingmaker, and POTUS has endorsed Byron Donalds. Enough said, and he's going to lose. I'm telling you this right now. This person said, stay in Maryland, Kim Klacik. Florida has nothing to do with you, and trying to jump on a bandwagon won't get you any additional votes if you ever try again. Now, remind you, this is another thing about you want to be conservatives. I really need y'all to start reading books again. Like real talk. Get off online and crack a book. Here, Kim, I'm going to help you with the first one. And I know you don't like being around black people like that unless they got a spin, but I'm finna help you. I think you should get this. Crack that one time. You might have a higher elevation of thought. That man said, Florida has nothing to do with you, and trying to jump on a bandwagon won't get you any additional votes if you ever try again. Basically meaning, you're trying this, let me be a national superstar to try to pad myself if I ever do decide to run again. That's all that man said, or that account said. We got that, right? She comes back and says, so now you know whether or not I have a condo in Florida. How did she get that? Where did the condo come up? Oh, Lord. This is not photoshopped. This is literally on her thread that she started. Here we go. You might have a condo. You never have had to deal with a Rick Scott or Charlie Crist type during hurricane disaster. We aren't going back, and Byron abandoned his district during a hurricane response. We want consistency. We have that with Casey. Okay. This never met a microphone she doesn't love, plus they are broke. That's the reason she's running. She's like Jill Biden. I don't care who doesn't want to hear it. Grifting. They're broke. Okay? You're broke. Okay? There's a lot of broke politicians in this country, but, whatever. She's a Hillary Clinton wannabe, more ambitious than the husband. No thanks. Wait a minute. So women aren't supposed to be ambitious now? They telling on themselves. So if she's not allowed to be more ambitious than the husband, if that's what we're going with, then why in the hell do you have women in Trump's administration? Aren't they more ambitious than their husbands? I mean, I'm just asking for friends. I keep telling y'all they don't like y'all. MAGA women, they don't like y'all. But y'all want to continue with it. Go ahead. Stick to your grifting campaigns in Maryland, Kim. You obviously don't know much about what's going on in Florida. And that's a liberal that said that. That's a liberal. Well, I'm sorry, liberal crisis hotline. So let me see. They got the alligator. They got the palm tree. Okay, and they follow everybody and their mama. All right. I mean, jealous. I mean, your only qualification for running was being a stripper in Baltimore. Jesus. Stripper in Baltimore. Worked for APL. We really need a law that strippers and prostitutes can't run for office in the GOP. I'd rather have age limits, but I definitely see your point. Let's be honest, she just sells more than her body now. Oh. Kimberly, I don't care about your past. Everyone has one. They wrote everyone one. Okay. Everyone one has one. That's bars. Anyway, what I do care about is that DeSantis is one of the biggest fighters for freedom. Sure. Also, his wife is great too. Please don't treat others the way people treated you back in the day. You deserve to be treated better, and so does DeSantis and Casey. She just wagged her finger at this chick. No response? Fight back. Her absolute command of policy particulars, her extreme facility with language and expression of ideas, her relatability, her obvious intelligence, her energy and tough resoluteness. I could go on. Come on, are you blind? Now they're saying you are Stevie Wonder. Why does everyone become so vile when they drink the MAGA Kool-Aid? Please STF you and stay out of Florida politics. This person, Cuban mother, Jamaican father. Well, there you go. My point exactly. Seems Matt Gaetz has turned because he endorsed a Republican or he liked what he heard. That means he turned. He's still from Florida. Okay. Wow. Way to jump into the fray. Good luck with this take. Finally, I was waiting for a 3-time loser to weigh in. You're an idiot who doesn't win elections. Sit down. We in Florida love Casey DeSantis. Dumb you are. I think you should stick to Baltimore politics until you really understand social programs versus nepotism. There's no comparison of a program instituted to build up people versus a child born into politics. And I hope you went to church tonight. Jesus. So Rhino supporting a Rhino. Of course, I forgot you're MAGA, and that's all MAGA does. She's a real good orator is what I'm guessing. You're an expert on losing races. If you think it's bad, then I know it's excellent. And by the way, once we finish with these tweets, I have a surprise for you. And I'm going to, and she's going to catch strays in what I have to show you. Because we're going to have to go back into history for this. Because, again, Kim Klacik does not understand politics, not one iota. She just wanted to be a personality. But I'm going to show y'all later what that personality adventure got her. But let's keep going. Still sucking up the MAGA, poor thing. Jealousy isn't going to make our first lady go away because your dumbass opinion might reach a few people. Who are you stumping for anyway, you miserable failure of a wannabe politician? Jesus. Casey knows what winning looks like. Oh, my Lord. What have you ever done besides lose every election you've run in? Who are you to criticize anyone you failure? Seems like MAGA now, all of a sudden, they don't want to back losers. You here to give advice on winning elections? When were you last relevant again? I forget. Oh, my God. So you're the 2015 person saying Trump isn't qualified because he's not a career politician. You are a Bushy. And who are you? Jesus, excuse me, you're in Maryland. Wait a minute. Remember what I said months ago when Candace Owens went on the Breakfast Club? And I said, if you look at a lot of those comments on their video, the people said, I didn't even know this chick existed. Especially in the real world. Kim Klacik, nobody knows you off of Twitter. You walk down the street in Baltimore. Honestly, most people don't even know you. You walk anywhere else outside, you're just a regular looking melanated woman. But I know y'all need to gin up this social media presence so you could try to put it outside the matrix. Motherfucker don't care. If you weren't famous before social media, the world ain't gonna care about you. It's very hard to get your matrix persona into the real world. Very hard. But she don't want to admit that. But that's okay. Somebody told her to be quiet and called her a stupid bee. All right. How did your congressional race end? How are you and canned ass Owens getting along? Well, that's a new one. We didn't see that one before. Canned ass. Oh, don't worry. In a couple of months, when Candace gets her energy back, she might go after Kim again. Might sue each other again. It might be fire. How would you know what election of you won? Of you won. Okay. And how is it any of your business? Why are you a Trump-endorsed former congressional nominee, and did you support Lara Trump for DNC chair? I mean, we could look at our polling against convicted drug dealer and absentee Congress critter Byron Lazy Donalds if you want something tangible. Jesus Christ. I keep telling, what did I tell y'all? Florida does not want MAGA. I keep telling. It's okay. They'll find out. So then we have this. Crystal in Florida, another Florida account. They said perennial failed candidate Kim Klacik has lost all 3 general elections, yet she's weighing in on First Lady Casey DeSantis in a potential gubernatorial run. And that was the tweet. All right. So this person came in and said, with all the hits the Republicans have taken in the past 20 years, you'd think they would choose not to trash the most conservative leader we've had in decades or his wife. You trashing Casey DeSantis is inexcusable. That's true cowardice. You shit on true conservatives. She saw that. Yes, she did. She said, I never trashed her. I commented on a post saying she would be a front runner based on a speech she gave about her husband. Grow up. Does her husband not run the state? Is she not next to this man? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, Michael Towers, Matt, you better go look at those exit polls from the election and tell me that Florida is not rejecting MAGA. I think y'all need to go look at that. I know that map that they showed after the election showed all that red. Yeah, you better start looking. They lost half of their gains in 2024. Even your pundits were shocked that Trump almost lost a few districts in there. You better start looking at those numbers. But you're right. I don't know what I'm talking about, yet we showed it on this channel. All right. Anyway, continue. Then she tells someone to grow up. That's crazy. If I was in Florida, I voted for Byron Donalds. I'm not going against what Laura Loomer has covered for the DeSantis team. Okay, if your basis for voting is stuff that Laura Loomer put up, y'all, I swear to God, y'all shouldn't be voting it. You should not be voting. You're letting an influencer tell you what to think instead of doing your own research. You shouldn't vote. But that's just me. These aren't real people, Kim. She's part of the DeSantis bot farm. All parts of a comm strategy from the DeSantis team to attack Trump and his supporters in hope of astroturfing MAGA. How did that work in 24? How'd that work? Since they're all bots, how did that work? Because y'all right. Somebody living in a state with a governor they like, they shouldn't have any loyalty to him. You're right. That's a foreign concept. Got it. I'm not an influencer. Try again. I'm a content creator. There's a difference. I've already explained that last year, but I figured that. I influence nothing. I report the news and I do research and I bring it to the family. Influencers don't do that. Influencers give their opinion. Brandon Tatum is an influencer. Admitted. The Hodgkins are influencers. Admitted. Shall I keep going? We can list them all. Hassan Piker is an influencer. Admitted. Would you like to keep going? We keep doing this all day. Thank you so much. It takes nothing to do what Brandon Tatum does. Takes a video and puts commentary behind it. That's easy. Have him go live and create and actually teach. And we saw many examples of him trying that and then getting destroyed because his takes are asinine. But cool. Y'all like that type of content. Nothing wrong with it. Make your money. This person said, yep, Oregon Republicans do the same. Here they just require Republicans and non-Democrats to pass a conservative litmus test before they'll pay attention. If you say anything that even vaguely, she spelled vaguely wrong, sounds leftist, they'll ignore you and say stupid things like, well, you voted for all the homelessness, so this is what you get. Well, this is them. She's kind of right. You say one thing they don't like, they come after you, but that's okay. With all due respect, ma'am, you were the one that went after one of the key players who helped turn a previously deep purple state like Florida into a bright red one. You don't get to play victim when Floridians push back on your attacks. Next time, just apologize and admit you were unaware of her accomplishments instead. Well, that would admit accountability. They'll never do that. And they are back attacking you again. In all honesty, that post by Matt Gaetz was him being sarcastic, in my opinion. Casey DeSantis was talking 100 miles an hour with no breath, just like in Iowa. Okay. And DeSantis was like arguably 2 or 3 behind Trump. So must have worked there. People actually cared about DeSantis. He was getting some of the highest vote totals next to Nikki Haley. I mean, it must have worked. The reality is Byron Donalds would lose against Casey DeSantis in a gubernatorial election. No need to trade insults, but whatever road chooses to take, this is the conclusion we're going to arrive at. Okay. Jealousy is a horrible thing. You may want to rethink your attitude. I don't think she can ever go to Florida again. She might have to go to Maryland Eastern Shore if she wants to go to the beach. She can't go to the Florida beaches on the East or West Coast. And this is funny because she said this after she took her daughter to Disney World. That's crazy. That's insane. And she documented her whole trip. They took like almost 2 days for them to get down to Disney World. Way to attempt deflection. Maybe concentrate on your 4th attempt at running for office instead of injecting yourself into Florida politics. Well, you know what? You got to give her credit. At least she wasn't like Gumby Gomez running from Missouri to Texas. At least she's not running from Maryland to Florida to go try to run. But maybe that's to be in the future. Maybe. You're representing Baltimore. Enough said. You're irrelevant when it comes to Florida politics. Weren't you a madam at one point? Maybe you want to sit this one out. Jesus. That's not at all what she said. In Florida, they flip blue districts. What exactly have you accomplished? How many elections have you lost? And it goes on and on and on. Jesus. Here we go. So she wrote another one. So could we classify this as a crash out? Ms. Neezy, nobody heard anything from Nimrata except when they were trying to float her name for a White House job, and you're like, nope. So she's probably taking her money that she collected over the caucuses, and she's sitting down watching her daughter on FaceTime with her black husband. But anyway, we continue. Does this qualify as a crash out? Because this is the second comment that she wrote on this same post. Does this qualify as a crash out? Let's see what she said. Running in a blue state is hard work, but someone has to be brave enough to do it. What races have you won? I would love to take some notes. Kimberly, many of us were out here rooting for you to win every time, and in fact, we're disappointed you didn't win. Baltimore would have been a far nicer place under your leadership. Well, that's debatable. That being said, why would you want to badmouth Casey DeSantis, whose husband has turned Florida into one of the best states in our nation? You're better than that. Is she? Is she better than that? Or is this who she is? Remember, nobody in the world knew she existed until that video of her walking through Baltimore with red heels on came across our social media feeds. Nobody knew her. That's how she got over. No policies. She didn't go to some council meeting and put out an impassioned speech. Nothing. We saw her walking through the hood, spouting off stats, wearing high heels. And not now one of y'all vetted her after seeing that video. You all circulated it and said, this is great. She's trying to run and beat Kwesi and Fume, even though most of y'all didn't even live in Baltimore, so you didn't even know what's going on. You just saw a pretty face saying how she wants to be like a Republican and fix Baltimore, and nobody vetted her. Then y'all accepted her, even though you found out that she used to be a stripper and married the person who owned the strip club she worked at and was baby mama number 6. Y'all accepted it. You can't, as much as y'all want to defend your state now, y'all are playing hypocrisy games. You're allowed to criticize her to defend your state, but y'all not allowed to criticize her for what she's doing because you accepted it. Just like you said, Vegas conservative, you accepted her. All her shortcomings, you accepted her. You especially have no room to talk. None. We continue. None, especially when it comes to physical races. She's obese. Did you just call her obese? Somebody just called her obese. Kim Klacik, welcome to being part of the shrapnel when it comes to black stereotypes. You need notes. You're a one-trick pony. Try and ride Trump's endorsement. She tried that 3 times. It didn't work. Look, I don't know who this is, and they went in on her. But that's okay. Anyway, how are y'all doing this morning? I got something beautiful to show you. You're going to love it. I had to back out of it because I don't want to spoil the surprise. Oh, wait, I forgot to show you this post. Give me 1 second. I forgot to show y'all this post. She also wrote this 11 hours ago. 10 o'clock last night, she wrote it. I actually like both Casey and Ron DeSantis. Here comes the spin. The problem isn't the Florida couple, it's their fan base on X. You say one thing that appears to be critical and they start the angry mob nonsense. They did the same thing during the presidential primary. It's weird. Ma'am, you took a 3-minute video and crafted a narrative that wasn't there. And you're upset that people gave you shit for it. Okay. Let's see what she said. And she got ratioed, so it might be kind of worthwhile reading. Let's see. Now that Byron Donalds isn't running for governor, if I lived in Florida, he would get my vote over the missus. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. In other words, you realize they're the very same people using the term woke right. They're insufferable. I like DeSantis, just not as much as Trump. He's a great governor, but he may be the Buffalo Bills of the 80s, just not good enough nationally to win it all. He ain't running for president. I don't think he declared he's running for president yet. Why are we jumping the gun? But, okay. Anyway. They're okay. He's a decent governor, but has some skeletons I'm not comfortable with. But you elected a man president that has 34 of them, but okay. I actually find politicians labeling, finger pointing, trying to silence voters weird. Try saying something critical about Trump and see what MAGA does. Oh, listen, she gonna become the N-word. She knows better than that. How are they? Okay, Jesse, how are they false? This should be good. Explain to us how they're false. And if they're so false, why is he not appealing them? But they're false. False convictions. Go ahead and explain to us. You can teach us something. The underlying crime was already there. Oh my God. Fam, let me explain something to y'all. MAGA, if you really thought that his 34 convictions were false, why y'all not talking about it still? That shit happened last year. You should still be talking about it like y'all talk about January 6th. The underlying crime was already there. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay, the fact that his books were not in order, which triggered the investigation initially, even his lawyer admitted that. The hell, there were irregularities in his books. The fuck? There's your underlying crime. Damn it. Y'all need to go back and read that. How was he blackmailed? How? We're not talking about Stormy Daniels. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. He didn't have to pay her. He could have taken a divorce. He did it twice. He could have taken a divorce from Melania and he'd still be good. He paid her off. He called it a business expense because he didn't want to trigger anything. Oh my God. I can't believe this dude came in here and said that. Never mind, we're going to continue. DeSantis never Trumpers in a reply here, proving your point tenfold. Instead of cleaning up their acts, they just get worse. They need help and should attend counseling to get deprogrammed from the Gator cult. Motherfucker. Oh, so now, okay, so I'm hearing that Florida now is a cult, if you like DeSantis. But it's America first when you love Trump. Okay. Sir, Jesse Jennings, I actually followed the trial and we actually covered it here. So try again. Y'all heard what you wanted to hear. But okay, go ahead. I'm going to give you the floor before I embarrass Kim Klacik more. Teach us, go ahead. Tell us about the trial. Go ahead. What and make sure you put the influencer's name at the end where you got this information from. Go ahead. This should be interesting. I want to see how you think. I never knew how a cult member actually operates. You could be the first. It'll help me get a better understanding of what David Koresh and Jim Jones, how they had their people locked up. Go ahead, explain it to us. Explain these charges. Go ahead, blame the porn star for this. Because I know Trump was a victim. Go ahead, explain it to us. Because I should listen to you over his lawyer. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to keep going. You can't be serious. Let's do a little experiment for science. Say something ever so mildly critical of MAGA and see what happens. Heck, look at this very thread as an example. Gates is as big a Trump supporter as anybody because he simply said Casey DeSantis would be a strong candidate. You got MAGA mouth breathers here trying to take his MAGA card and you're participating in it. You're doing the thing. Well, there's that. Come on, Jesse, can't be that hard. You were so adamant. You should already had your data lined up. Let's go. Come on. You're taking too long. If you were in class, you get an F right now. Let's go. How so? Angry mob, how? There seems to be two camps on X, pro-Trump or pro-DeSantis, that get very passionate, but I don't understand. It don't take time to type. Let's go. You could easily go find it, copy it, and then paste it here. Let's go. You're taking too long. It's 160 characters. Let's get it. Come on. You'll get multiple comments. Let's go. Come on. It don't take time to type. You better put swipe on your phone. It's a lot faster. Let's go. You don't copy and paste, then shut the fuck up. Let's go. You're stalling now. You told me you had the information. Let's go. You should have already had it typing when you thought I was wrong initially. Let's go. Can't be that hard. Let's go. Come on, bot. Tell your programmer to load it up. Let's go. In which Kim goes full potato with the whole but his follower shtick. They called her a potato. This is great. Look, well said, but Ron and Casey are beyond corrupt. His fans are all in the cult and deeply disturbed doxers. So Trump don't got these. All right, I didn't know that. You didn't type nothing, sir. You didn't. What did you type? You said no underlying crime. I'm asking you to tell us then how they were false. Let's go. Come on, can't be that hard. Let's go. You typed 4 words. Learn to express yourself. It's not true. Someone is sensitive. It might be you. Well, if you disagree with MAGA, they just call you a cuck or a Jew. It's always back to them Jews. Always. Damn. Y'all keep going, MAGA. Jews are going to sit up there and screw you up next year and in 28. Then you'll really have something to be mad at them over. Jesus. Hey, Siri, craft me the most ironic tweet you can muster. Where do you live? Are you a Florida resident? Oh, Lord. You aren't a Floridian. No one cares what you think. Lord. At least we don't believe our state executive was ordained by God like the orange cone. Lord have mercy. Oh, my Lord. Oh, man. They just found out that people on X can be unbearable. They just found this out. But, okay. I'm still waiting on this guy. But anyway, let me go get y'all the surprise. Because I got to get ready for work soon. I wonder. No, I think I did it. No, I did it on the DuckDuckGo. Oh, we're going to have to do that. We're going to go back to the year 2023, right? We're going to do that for the folk. Who remembers what happened in 2023 when it comes to Kim Klacik? Who remembers? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I just want to see if y'all remember. Because this should be fun. All right. There was something that happened a while ago. No, S.D. Johnson, not Candace Owens. I'm talking about Kim Klacik. EM, thank you. The ad. The legendary ad from Ultra Right Beer. You remember. Yes, you do. You remember now that whole situation in late 2023. They had the calendar coming out. What? Huh? Okay. I'm coming. Yeah. The ad where this dude that owns Ultra Right Beer came out with a calendar. Picked 12 conservative women led by Riley Gaines. No, it might not have been 12. It might have been like 8 or something. But Riley Gaines was the feature. And used it to propel himself into conservative prominence. And in doing so, he created a firestorm. Because people were like, this is weird. You're trying to create a beer brand that, A, you said was going to be sold in stores and not in their store picked it up. Because y'all remember, I was here. And we searched in my state and other states where this beer was, and they're not even in there. Because he said it was going to go national. So I guess he must have figured it out and said, I'm just going to keep it local. Local meaning online. But the calendar, that's what set everybody off. Because the calendar created so much negative buzz online that the women that were involved in it in December had an entire Twitter space that lasted over 4 hours of them sitting in there, including Kim Klacik, trying to defend it. Why do I bring that up? Well, he did it again. He's coming out with another calendar. Kim, you want to explain this to me? Because the first one was so successful press-wise, right? That he should have brought you back for the sequel. He should have brought you back for the remix. And yet he didn't do that. He took out all the minorities, right? And just put in nothing but white chicks. Ain't that something? He don't even have no redheads up in there. He said something, talking about some, we getting away from the woke. So is he telling us that the first calendar he did, that was woke? Huh. Kim, you were not asked to be in this. Remember, you were the only black woman in that first one. He didn't ask you back. Huh. Interesting. Oh, we saw the players involved. Yes, we did. I looked it up. It's hilarious. He went on Fox News. And they showed 4 of the females in there. These chicks right here. What happened? Now, arguably, you're bigger than any of these chicks here. Arguably. You're bigger than any of them. And he didn't say nothing. Black MAGA, we have told you on many occasions, they don't like y'all. You were means to an end. And now that you got your usefulness meter on 0, they said screw off. Where is this protection? Where is it? Just asking, where is it? Look, people are saying they still haven't gotten their beer yet. Allegedly. Allegedly. Woo. Yeah, the one redhead was the redheaded libertarian. Where's she at now? She got found out to be crazy. Nobody's even, after that came out, you just saw the slow decline of the redheaded libertarian. Nobody checked for her no more. Ashley St. Clair was in there. And what happened? Huh? Think of it like this. Everybody that was in that first one, they all declined. Every single one. Dana Loesch got in there. She got destroyed for not defending Dexter Taylor after he got convicted and keeping his name alive. Every single person that was in there, they were on the decline. And all of them in there were names. But you have Kim Klacik sitting up there trying to talk about some Why is she a good front runner if she's talking about her husband? The hell? That's what you got out of that. I know Byron Donalds is your brother. I know that. Not literal, but we understand that. He's not going to win a primary if she's on the ballot. It's already happened. And for those, again, who, when they heard me say that Florida's running away from MAGA, they were up 30 in 2022. 2024, they were down 15. Again, Florida was the shock of 2024. Even though Trump won that state, he lost half of his influence down there. Byron Donalds, admittedly, I'm going to show you this post and then I got to go because my wife just asked me to talk to her about something. I think I saved it. I hope I did. Damn it. I thought I did. Shit. Byron Donalds put, oh no, I made a comment on it. Byron Donalds put up something, and this is, and I swear, something wrong with that man. Them DeSantis words must have really touched him. I'm finna show you. Look at this. I'm not gonna play the video. He said in 2024, we were on the brink. Failure wasn't an option, so I told Team Trump to put me in the game, whether it was Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, New York, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. We were on the ground fighting to save America. We put America first. We play to win, and we leave no stone unturned. Notice he didn't mention Florida. Which is why I said still making DeSantis' point. You got no wins. None whatsoever. They're going to remember this in 2026, sir. But anyway, y'all, hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I try to be better next time. I didn't mean to abruptly end it, but, you know, home is first. So y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.